Good morning. Today we're going to continue reading Chickens Aren't the Only Ones. We read it yesterday. But today when I read it, I want you to think, why did this author write this book? We know that the author is the person that writes the words, and all authors write for a reason. Sometimes authors write to try to persuade us, like in the book, Hey Little Ant. They want us to think a certain way or to look at something differently. Sometimes they write to inform or teach you something. When we read Ice Bear, we learned about polar bears. When we read Abraham Lincoln's Hat, we learned about Abraham Lincoln. Some authors write to entertain us. Remember how fun it was to read The Easter Bunny's Assistant? Why do you think the author wrote this book? What do you think she wants us to know? So don't answer the question yet. We'll go back to that at the very end. I'm going to read it again. Chickens aren't the only ones. I'm going to read it and we'll think about why the author wrote this book. Here we go. Chickens aren't the only ones. A book about animals that lay eggs. You can see the first page, we have lots of chickens and lots of eggs. Chickens lay the eggs that you buy. The eggs you boil or fry, and the eggs you dye or leave alone so you can see what grew inside naturally. That little check right down there. Chickens aren't the only ones. Every bird, wild or tame, does the same. The ostrich lays the largest egg, the hummingbird the smallest. Chickens aren't the only ones. Most snakes lay eggs, and lizards too, and crocodiles and turtles do. And dinosaurs who are extinct, but they were reptiles too. So even though we don't have dinosaurs anymore, they still used to lay eggs. Fish eggs float up to the surface or sink to the bottom of the ocean floor. This mother seahorse lays her eggs into the father's pouch. He keeps them there until they hatch, and then he's through. I think that's nice of him, don't you? These fathers, too, are helping out by guarding eggs protected by that foamy mass that's floating by. And they won't leave until they're sure that all the eggs have hatched. So I'll hold it a little closer. You can see their eggs are on the top of the water. They're floating. And the fathers are protecting it. These don't look like eggs to me, but they were laid in the sea. These are the eggs we're looking at now. Don't they look a little different than the chicken eggs? Yeah. This one by a shark. This one by a ray is a mermaid's purse, they say. These are the stingrays that lay these eggs. The octopus is said to shed 100,000 eggs and then to hang them up in strings attached to rocks or caves. That's a lot of hanging eggs that they have there. The moon snail's eggs are mixed with sand to form this collar-looking band. So those eggs lay right in here. Spiders wrap their eggs in sacs. Snails, you know, are very slow, but they lay eggs that hatch and grow. And so do insects. Oh, this is a fun page. Insects who have 6 legs and lay many different kinds of eggs. This one will hatch into a hungry caterpillar. Remember, this was the one they're talking about. Who will grow and grow and grow and grow, then climb up a stem and change into this chrysalis. A chrysalis and change once again one summer morn. That's how a butterfly is born. Animals with fur or hair who nurse their young and don't lay eggs are known as mammals or mammalia. But these are 2 exceptions, and they both live in Australia. So these are the ones that don't really follow the rules. The spiny anteater and the duckbill platypus. Chickens aren't the only ones. There's no more to discuss. Everyone who lays an egg is oviparous. Ooh, we know that big word. Oviparous was in our big sort that we did yesterday. And it's just a big fancy word for animals that lay eggs. Animals who don't lay eggs have babies born alive and well, but that's another tale to tell. And we remember those kinds of animals have babies and we say the big word for that is viviparous. And that's the end of our book. So I hope you are thinking, what type of book is this? Is this fiction or is it nonfiction? Remember, fiction books are made up and nonfiction are things that can actually happen. What do you think this is? I hope you said nonfiction, because this is telling us about animals that can lay eggs. That actually happens in real life. And you might have been tricked because the pictures and illustrations are cartoons. And usually books that have cartoons are fiction, but not this one. This is nonfiction. It can really happen in real life. These animals can actually lay eggs in real life. Why did the author write this book? Was he trying to persuade us about something or to convince us of something? Was he trying to entertain us and make us laugh? Or was she, oh, sorry, it's a she. Why was she writing this? Did she want to inform us about something and tell us about something? What do you think? Was it to persuade, to entertain, or to inform? I think it's to inform us. The author is informing us about all the different types of animals that can lay eggs. My last question is, what did you learn from reading this book? Can you think of one thing that this book taught you? I can think of how it taught me about all the different things that lay eggs that I never knew, and not just about the animals that lay eggs, how some of them protect it. Like we looked back at the seahorse, we know the fathers protect those eggs with their pouches, and the fish guard those bubbles so that nothing happens to it. And we learned that spiders make special sacs. I learned a lot of things. So not only did I learn about the different animals that lay the eggs, I learned about how they protect those eggs too to make sure that they all hatch. I hope you like that book. We're going to go ahead and do the writing now. All right, so I pulled up our writing for today and it says, why do you think the author wrote this book? What do you think she wanted us to know? Well, we just talked about it. So I'm going to write the sentence that many animals can lay eggs, because I think that's the big idea that the author wanted us to know. So I have to count how many words is that? Let's see. Many animals can lay eggs? 5. So I'm going to go ahead and write my 5 spaces on paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Many animals can lay eggs. So many, I need to start my sentence. And I know that when I start a sentence, I need an uppercase letter. So I need a big letter M. What letter makes the M sound? Good, M. So write a big capital M. Many. Now, many is a sight word. It can't really be sounded out. So you could look at your word wall for this. Many, or you could just watch how I'm writing it for today. Many, capital M, A, N, Y. Many animals. Ooh, animals is a big word, so I want to break that apart. Let's think of how many claps animals is. Animals. Let me count again. Animals. Oh, good. I hear 3 claps. I'm going to focus on the first clap. An. I can write the word an. That's a sight word. A. A. N. An. I. An. I. Sounds like the second clap is I. Animals. Ooh, this is a big part. Moles. I hear a A. Animal. O. L. Animals. Oh, I must need to add a S at the end because there's more than one animal. Whew, that was a big word. All right, many animals can lay eggs. I'm putting my finger spaces between my words. Many animals can, ooh, you should be able to sound out the word can. I can get those letters on the paper. Many animals can, finger space, because I'm going to do a new word. Many animals can lay, oh, ooh, I hear a L, A, hear the A. And if that's all you hear, that's okay, but there is a Y that goes at the end of that. That's what makes the long A sound. Many animals can lay eggs. Do you know how to spell eggs yet? We spelled it a few times so far. E, G, 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 and there's 2 G's, egg, S, and there's that S again. Let me check my sentence. Many animals can lay eggs. Looks good to me. What do I have to put at the end? Period. Whew, now we need to go in and add an illustration. So if I just wrote the sentence, many animals can lay eggs, because I think that's what the author is trying to tell us in this book, I'm going to go ahead and draw some pictures of animals that can lay eggs. And remember, when we draw pictures, we want to add as many labels and details as possible so that we can help our drawing. So let's start with some easy ones. I know that fish lay eggs, so I'm just going to draw a little fish. Doesn't have to be very fancy. And I'm going to label him sh. And I know, ooh, snakes can lay eggs. I'm going to draw a snake. At least I'll try to draw a snake. You can see my drawings are not the best, and that's okay. Just as long as you try. Snake. Ooh, let's try to write that word. S-N. Snake. Here, A. Snake. And a K. And because we hear the long A sound, we have to add a sneaky E. We didn't get to talk a lot about sneaky E yet, but sneaky E helps give that vowel its long sound. Snake. I'm going to draw some more. Let's see. Oh, we knew about spiders. Spider. You can write the word sp. E-R. Spider, fish, snake. What else can lay an egg? What about turtle? Ooh, this is one that we looked at yesterday. And you don't have to put the same animals as me. These are just the ones that I'm drawing. Turtle. Turtle. Oh. And you can add more if you would like. I hope that helped you for today. And I think that's all we had. We will do more with this book tomorrow. I hope that you have a good day, and I will be back tomorrow with more on this book.